I didn't spend 2 whole years mastering this weapon just so that I could act as a glorified lookout, the first man says. Today I'm going to show all the royal guards that I'm capable of, and you two are going to help me. Not like we have much of a choice at this point. Let's get this over with. Get ready, Brainan tells us. Kate does not wait for the men to attack, and she sends several icicles towards the guy behind us. The trainee quickly thrusts his trident into the ground, and a wall of rock raises itself into the pavement in front of him, blocking all the projectiles that were about to hit him. The man then raises his trident from the ground, and the wall crumbles to pieces. At the same time, the man at the top of the rooftop raises his sword. He begins to slowly lift himself into the air, while the man in front of him points his glove in our direction. A beam of fire comes out of it, heading straight for our group. Kate immediately makes an ice wall in front of us, shields us from the flames, but as soon as the fire is gone, the wall quickly disappears. Kate puts her hand on her forehead, trying once again to suppress the effects of the headache. All of a sudden, Brainan hits the ground with his staff, and a very bright light fills the area next to us. When the light disappears, you see that 3 manticores have now appeared out of nowhere, and they are already taken to the air, each of them flying for a different target. Damn it, the man with the trident says as he sees one of the winged lions quickly approach him. I didn't know they had a summoner. Take down the summons, Derek, the man with the sword says in a panicky voice when he sees one of the manticores flying towards him. Quick, I can't outmaneuver a manticore while I'm in the air. Then get back on the ground and fight it, the man with the trident says as he's trying to shoot down the manticore closest to him with rock projectiles. I already have my hands full here. These are illusions by the vampire, I'm sure. The man with the metal glove does not say anything, and he's constantly sending blasts of fire towards the manticore above him, even though he can't seem to hit it even once. I'll try to take one of them down while they're distracted, Layla writes. Then rushes toward the man with the trident. No, wait, Layla shouts, but Layla doesn't hear her. She keeps pressing forward, just as she's about to reach her target, so she can stab him from behind. The man with the trident turns towards her instantly with a malicious grin on his face. He once again sticks his trident into the flat rock beneath his feet. Before he gets the time to react, a huge fist made of stone suddenly comes out of the ground. It punches Layla so hard that she sends her flying on her back, causing her to hit their head on the pavement to lose her consciousness. Did you really think I'm so stupid as to not realize those manticores were illusions? The man with the trident says as he removes his weapon from the ground. Well, the stone fist crumples into the ground into the pieces like the wall from before. I was just waiting for one of you to be dumb enough to enter the range of my rock fist attack. Say goodbye to your friend. He then tries to advance towards Layla, but he hits what appears to be an invisible barrier which is blocking his path. What the hell? The man with the trident says. He's placing his hand on the barrier, tries to see how far it reaches. While the royal guard trainee is still trying to get through the invisible wall, I suddenly feel Melinda's air current flowing all around my body. Bring her back here, Melinda tells me as she is pointed towards Layla, who is still lying unconscious on the ground. Quick, I can't hold this wind barrier for much longer. I think one of the better options would be to start a fucking tornado. Fucking start a tornado, blow this entire goddamn area to fucking pieces. That's the only way I can see you're surviving this. Fly towards Layla and carry her on the back. Fly towards the man with the try to kill him. Nah, I'm just gonna carry Layla. I'm on it, I said. Then I fly as fast as I can towards Layla at a relatively low altitude. The man with the trident sees that I'm trying to do, and he tries to shoot a few rock projectiles. However, they are all blocked by Melinda's wind barrier, so I manage to reach my destination unharmed. While I'm grabbing Layla in my arms, the trainee tries to attack me once again by sticking his trident into the ground to create a stone fist. But since he can't conjure it close enough to me, all the fist does is punch the empty air in front of it. Seeing that I'm no longer in no danger of being hit, I decide to just ignore my adversary's attacks to carry Layla back to our group, while the man with the trident gives up on trying to stop me, begins venting his anger on his teammate instead. What are you two doing? The man with the trident says. Why are you still fighting those manticore illusions? Don't you understand that they are not real? Just stop moving around and let them hit you. As if I would be stupid enough to risk getting mauled to death just based on your intuition, Darren says as he's still flying in the air while swinging his sword in order to send powerful blasts of wind towards the manticore that are chasing him. If you really think these are illusions, then prove it. Have you never seen a manticore before in your life? The man with the trident says. Can you not see that their movements are unnatural? Actually, you know what? Never mind that. Just look at the manticore I was fighting. All this time it could have attacked me, but ever since I called it an illusion, it stopped trying to dive for me, and now it's just circling the skies. Do you think it's a coincidence? I can't, Derek says, starts to say, but he gets interrupted. Also, didn't you notice the red-eyed metal balls are attacking them? The man with the trident says. Why would they ignore such a big, flying, unidentified targets unless they knew they were illusions? Okay, you've convinced me, says the man with the metal ball. Then he stops trying to dodge just as one of the manticores are diving for him. Seeing that he is no longer trying to evade his attack, the manticore suddenly flaps his wing and soars right back into the sky as it begins to circle around aimlessly like the manticore that was before the man with the trident before. Well, I'll be damned, Eren says as he now stops moving, which makes the third manticore distance itself from it as well. These rebels did a good job at making a fool out of me, didn't they? I guess it's time to teach them a lesson. Great, Melinda says as she creates a large semi-transparent barrier all around us. Kate, how's the headache going? Is there any chance you could make an ice dome around us? Even if I could make one, there's no way I could hold it for even for more than a second in our current state. Kate says as she's massaging her forehead. I'm sorry, yeah, I kind of figured as much. But it was worth a shot, Melinda says as her barrier begins to get bombarded by fire, wind, and earth attacks from all directions. And after about 10 seconds of the barrier being under siege, Melinda is already giving signs of fatigue, and I can see a drop of sweat running down the side of her face. Melinda, you've done enough, Kate says all of a sudden. If you force yourself to hold the barrier any longer than this, you might lose control of your powers again and risk dying because of the enchanter's ore. This is all my fault. I shouldn't have made any of you follow me here. Please, just get away from here while you still can. And take Layla with you. If you and Barry try to fly away with her now, you might still make it. Nonsense, Melinda says. All I'm doing right now is enforcing the air around us. There's no reason why it would backfire in any way, even if I lose control over it. She then raises her voice so that everyone in the area can hear her. Still, it would help out a lot if someone would finish casting their spell already, Melinda says. Seriously, how much longer are you planning to make me wait anyway? What is she talking about? Derek says. Who cares? The man with the trident says. She's probably just bluffing. They had another ally here by them. We would have known by now. We shouldn't. Man interrupts himself all of a sudden, and when he looks above, sees three immense serpents made of water flying through the air while quickly approaching him and his allies. The serpents each had a length of at least 100 feet and a width of 6 feet, and they had ferocious looks about them that made it seem like as if they're thirsting for blood. Dear gods, the man with the trident says, retreat now, we're done for. Do you understand me? Derek screams as he flies in the opposite direction from the serpent as fast as he can. They're going to catch up to it. Derek does not get to finish his sentence before he gets swallowed up by one of the water serpents, which then carries him far away from the battlefield. Soon afterwards, the same thing happens to both the other Royal Guard trainees who weren't fast enough to outrun the giant snake creatures and get swept away by the water as well. Was that Iluna's water magic? Kate says as she seems to be struggling to make sense of the situation. It was indeed. We hear Iluna's voice as she stops suppressing her aura, and then comes walking out of an alley on the side of the street. Now that I can sense her aura clearly, I'm noticing the fact that Flower's aura is very faint, which means she must be sleeping. I thought that you were never going to finish casting that spell, Melinda tells Iluna as she approaches our group. You just had to make 3 serpents, didn't you? I wanted there to be one for each of them just in case. It's not like I would have gotten a second chance of launching a surprise attack of this magnitude. You didn't want any of them to get away, did you? Fine, Melinda says. You made your point. I don't understand, Kate says Iluna. How did you find us? I've been following you all from a distance since before you even teleported here. Melinda likely sensed my presence from the beginning, but she was gracious enough to not give away my position when I saw that you have gone to the surface. As the person in charge of the teleporter, bring me here as well, and then I continued to follow you because I was certain that you would find a way to get yourself in trouble. And that we did, Melinda says. And you didn't. Why didn't you come and ask for my help before you teleported? Iluna says with a serious look in her eyes as she looks at Kate. I didn't want to be a bother. Iluna shakes her head in disapproval. I thought we were already long past this phase of our interpersonal interaction, Iluna says. Please tell me that we are not still at the stage we are supposed to use small talk to communicate. No, Kate says in a humble tone of voice. You're right, we're not. Good, Iluna says. I detest small talk. I'm afraid that we'll have to interrupt our chat for now, Melinda says. I can sense the captain of the Royal Guard and then mercenary heading our way, a few other mages as well. It won't be long until they reach us. Brainan, do you think you can teleport us? Should be able to teleport back now. We're probably still going to need to wait a little, but I'll call Barry so he can get the teleporter ready, Brainan says as he pulls out his transceiver. Were those 3 all of the enemies in your area? Luna says. There was one other mage who cast a dizziness spell on Cabe, but we can't tell where he is, I say. He's likely hiding in one of the buildings on the side of the street, Melinda says. These houses are full of civilians, so there's no way for me to figure out who our attacker is, given that he's not a mage. As long as he can only cast dizziness spell, we shouldn't need to worry about him. No, we do need to worry about him. Do you think we should go and look for him? No, that's a stupid idea. At least we know where he'll be coming from if he tries to attack us. I think that's the best one we can go for at the moment. At least we know where he'll be coming from if he tries to attack us.